Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday. We have come to the very end of the week, and we have come to the very end of the month. It is July the 31st of 2021. I hope you're safe, you're well, and you're blessed this morning. And I forgot to say this yesterday, but we finished up Bible school, had a great time, had a good week with the kids, and I appreciate all of those who put the time in and the effort in to make the vacation Bible school go very well. I am going to read to you this morning out of 2 Timothy. This is chapter 3, beginning with verse 1. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. Have nothing to do with them. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. I wonder how many of you, I'm sure you've heard of Sudafed. You take it for a cold. I haven't taken Sudafed for a long time because they say I have high blood pressure, and so I had to quit taking it. Sudafed raises your blood pressure. But I ran across this story here a while back that a person that always took Sudafed, and I wanted to share it with you. It's not very long, and this is the story he tells. He said, I took a couple of years ago. I was dealing with a nasty cold, and so I headed to my friendly neighborhood pharmacy for some Sudafed. He said, this has been my over-the-counter drug of decongestant of choice since college. And when I combined it with a decent antihistamine, I'd always been able to pretend I didn't have a cold, even when I had a severe one. It worked, and it worked well. So he said, I had bought some Sudafed for my cold, and I started taking it, and nothing happened. Maybe this was just a weird cold, he thought. The symptoms just aren't responding to what's always worked in the past. He said, then I read the box, and the active ingredient said phenylephrine. Probably didn't say that right. Phenylephrine. Well, wait, he said, that can't be Sudafed. Sudafed isn't phenylephrine. It's pseudoephedrine or pseudoephedrine. And that's why it's called Sudafed. Hello, McFly. So he said, I went back to Walgreens, and to get to the bottom of this pharmaceutical sham, and it turns out, he said, they had the real Sudafed behind the pharmacy counter. Apparently, some people like to take the pseudoephedrine and make some bad stuff with it. So laws have been passed to restrict the availability of it, and that's why Pfizer started marketing this fake Sudafed, which according to some research is no more effective than a placebo. He said, I was finally able to get the real stuff, but only after signing nearly enough paperwork to close a house. But it was worth it, he said, because my cold symptoms disappeared. So what we have in the fake Sudafed is a product that looks real, still has the same name or close to it, but arguably isn't anywhere near as effective as the original formula. Well, guess what? Christianity is a lot like that. more than 2 billion of us wear the Christian label. But how many of us aren't really much different than the rest of the world? 2 Timothy 3:5, I just read this last verse to you, mentions people who look like they are religious, but they deny God's power. Also says, don't have anything to do with them. If we sin as much as the rest of the world, have a high divorce rate as everybody else, and insist on trying to solve the world's problems using the world's methods instead of kingdom principles, what religion are we practicing? Much has been written about why young people are leaving the church. And from where I sit, lack of power is one of the biggest reasons anyone leaves, young or not. Now, I want to see the power of God working more and more in my life, in the church, and in the world. And that starts with a solid understanding of the cross, the resurrection, and the work of the Holy Spirit. Weak Christianity is boring, and it doesn't really change anyone. And if people cannot tell that God is moving in a church, then many of them will just go elsewhere. And who can blame them? We need to be the real deal. I'm Pastor Mark. Love you guys. Be safe, be well, be blessed. Don't forget church tomorrow, 9 o'clock in Verdon, 10:30 in Girard, online at 10:30. Go do something for Jesus, and I'll see you there.